My family, as you all know, Harry and Meghan's visit to Colombia has been a complete success. Any senior member of the royal family would like to experience the same kind of success that Harry and Meghan always experience when they do foreign tours, when they do foreign royal tours. They would like to experience the same kind of warm reception Harry and Meghan always receive. They would like that. But you know what? People like William and Kate Middleton, wherever they go, always receive backlash. Time and time again. I mean, Kate Middleton and William have never ever done a foreign royal tour after the disastrous tour to Caribbean countries a couple of years ago. They have never ever done it ever again. Never. In my family, UK media and the farm and the world can see that indeed, when it is Harry and Meghan, they always succeed. They always excel. And of course, my family, UK media have no access to Harry and Meghan. And they're always complaining about being denied access to Harry and Meghan. These are the people who tell you that it is Harry and Meghan who seek attention. My family, however, look at how they react whenever they get denied access to Prince Harry and Meghan. Hear the words of GB News Cameron Walker. As you know, GB News is a hate channel, a hate media outlet. The My Family has been targeting Harry and Meghan for years now, ever since its inception. My family, can you please hear what Cameron Walker, who works for GB News, said, my family, himself? Kindly please hear this. They are still complaining.
The reason being is there was very limited independent coverage of the trip. There was one pool journalist, what we call a pool journalist, permitted to cover the royal couple on their visit, and then that kind of information would be shared with all the other journalists, which perhaps is to be expected. But it was very brief. There wasn't much in the way of independence, perhaps, and also the videos and the photographs we were getting from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's team were very glossy. Meghan looked amazing. Harry looked amazing as well. All smiles, all lovely. But all the footage.
Family, let me just kindly pause. Let me just kindly pause there for a second. You know, he says all the footage we are receiving, Meghan looks amazing. My family, they both look amazing. They both look fantastic. Both Harry and Meghan. And my family, what did they expect? To be given footage that makes Harry and Meghan look bad? And my family, let's be very, very clear on this. Carnival of so-called experts who are so fearful of criticizing senior members of the royal family, Charles, William, Kate, Camilla, for fear of being cut off, are complaining that when Harry and Meghan went to Colombia, that they say that Prince Harry and Meghan, first of all, they got their own, reporter who will cover the event, who will then share footage to other reporters, my family, after it has been looked by Harry and Meghan's team. And my family, UK media, are complaining about independence. Let me show you an example, because what Harry and Meghan are doing is simply, number one, protecting their own image, which you and I have every right to do. Especially when you're Harry and Meghan, who UK media look for anything to attack Harry and Meghan with. It's important, it's imperative for Harry and Meghan to protect their image. My family, and what Cameron Walker is complaining about is something which other members of the royal family do. For example, let me read you a headline from The Guardian that said this, and I quote, the royal family has power to censor BBC coronation coverage, and that BBC, which is taxpayer funded, submits material to Buckingham Palace for approval before use, raising questions about editorial independence. My family, the reason why I read you that report from The Guardian is to remind you of the power that senior members of the royal family have. And that's why we keep saying this. They have the power to stop the abuse of Harry and Meghan, but they did not, because they were the ones abusing Harry and Meghan. My family, as you've heard yourself, for example, during King Charles' coronation, BBC, that was the media outlet that was my family supposed to, share video material, my family, content with other media outlets, GB News, Talk TV, all of it had to come from BBC. And BBC were the ones who had the right to cover the coronation. They were the ones who were given that right. And my family, they were supposed and told and followed what they were told to do. They submitted material to Buckingham Palace for approval before even being used. Meaning, if there was a video that made Charles or Camilla look bad, they were told to remove it and not show it. And my family, BBC, had no issue about that. Even other media outlets, as you all know, they toed the line and followed the orders of Charles and William and Camilla and Kate Middleton. Whatever they're told, they do. However, when it is Harry and Meghan protecting their image, protecting their brand, it is, oh, you know what? Somehow we feel like, this coverage, raise questions about editorial independence, because we weren't given any access to Harry and Meghan. Everything was filtered through their lens of what they wanted us to see. I am happy that that's what Harry and Meghan do, and I'm hoping to see it quite oftenly. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. And don't forget this. British tabloids have been taking pictures of Meghan, and then they have been manipulating those pictures, for example, to paint Meghan as being old. For example, I have seen them aging, for example, Meghan's neck. I have seen that happening. I have seen them doing that. And now they're complaining about pictures of Meghan coming out looking so great, because they've grown so used to manipulating pictures of Meghan, to manipulating pictures of Prince Harry. For example, Harry goes to an event or a concert. My family, UK media picked that picture of Prince Harry, whereby he appears to be deep in thought. My family. But then there are other pictures of Harry dancing around, having fun, having a good time. They choose to ignore all that and pick one picture where Prince Harry's mind is maybe elsewhere. A family. Or thinking about something else at the moment. Which can happen to any single person. Which can happen to you or me, even to Meghan herself. It can happen. But UK media, who are desperate to paint this narrative, this lie, that Harry is miserable, they do that to tell their readers, their viewers, you know what, after leaving the royal fold, Harry is unhappy. But yet, look what happens when my family, they aren't part of covering anything Harry and Meghan are doing, my family. You can get accurate information. You can get, my family, accurate pictures of Meghan. Pictures which have not been manipulated, to paint her, looking bad, to make her look bad. You don't have that. And UK media, who have been hell-bent in bullying and abusing both Harry and Meghan for the past 8 years, have a problem with Harry and Meghan looking good. Color me surprised. Of course, my family, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised in the least bit. And my family, I love hearing them complain. And you know what? If Harry and Meghan are attention seekers, as you claim they are, then why are you being the ones who are desperate for them to grant you access to them, for Harry and Meghan to give the abusers access to them? Why? It's clearly you're the one who is seeking Harry and Meghan's attention, but you want to blame them for the obsession you have on Harry and Meghan. You want to blame Harry and Meghan for the obsession that you have on them. And that's something I always have an issue with when it comes to the British tabloid media. My family, can you please continue hearing this yourself, please, my family, how they're complaining, you know?
All Smiles,
my family,
what we call a pool journalist, permitted to cover the royal couple on their visit, and then that kind of information would be shared with all the other journalists, which perhaps is to be expected. But it was very brief. There wasn't much in the way of independence, perhaps, and also the videos and the photographs we were getting from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's team were very glossy. Meghan looked amazing. Harry looked amazing as well. All smiles, all lovely. But all the footage, as you might be able to hear or not hear, I should say, was mute, so you couldn't hear a lot about what Prince Harry or indeed Meghan was saying, and it was all very edited. But given that, of course, it is their right, because they are no longer working members of the royal family, so they can do a royal tour, or not royal tour, whichever way you want to look at it, as they please. If they don't want to share all the footage with us, so be it. However, the question then is, what is their aim? And arguably the biggest newsline for the whole 4-day tour was Prince Harry appearing to weigh in on the UK riots, where he says what happens online within a matter of minutes transfers to the streets. That is referring, of course, to online misinformation, a key theme of their trip.
My family, let me say this. Prince Harry never ever mentioned what happened to the UK. He never spoke about the UK. And then you're having them wonder, you're having UK media wonder why they were not allowed full access to Harry and Meghan. Why they were not allowed any access at all to Harry and Meghan. They're wondering why that happened. Because my family, they pass on misinformation. You know, Harry never ever mentioned what happened to the UK. Yes, indeed, what Harry did say, my family, is exactly what happened to the UK, my family, whereby indeed there was mis and disinformation. And because of that, you saw people going out to the streets. My family, indeed, that happened to the UK. But Harry never ever mentioned the UK. But then you have the UK media saying he did. And then they wonder, why have they not been allowed at events that Harry and Meghan, are attending? Why are the videos or the sounds mute? My family, first of all, UK media keep on, how can I put this? Trying to intrude on Harry and Meghan's privacy. They want to know every detail about Harry and Meghan's lives, while ignoring the lives and affairs of the senior members of the royal family who they pay for, who they fund, because they pay for William, for Kate Middleton, for Charles, for Camilla. And my family, what are they doing? What have they been doing for the past couple of months? What have they been doing? UK media, when Kate Middleton wasn't seen for months, basically, they were quiet. They were silent. Not saying anything about what happened to Kate Middleton. They were quiet and they were silent. But when Meghan was in the UK, after she gave birth to Archie, already they were demanding Meghan come out and pose for them. When Meghan was back in the UK, even when she wasn't seen, even right now, if Meghan and Harry aren't seen for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, UK media will come out with, they're separating, divorce rumors. You will see that happening because it happens oftenly to try and make Harry and Meghan come out and somehow prove them wrong. And when they do come out, looking amazing, looking fantastic, they're like, okay, Harry and Meghan have come out and it seems all is well. They do it openly. And Harry and Meghan are not funded by the taxpayer in Britain. But the UK media have more interest on Harry and Meghan's private affairs. They have more interest in Harry and Meghan's businesses. They have more interest in Harry and Meghan's businesses, my family, and their private affairs, their private conversations. They want to know everything Harry and Meghan say. But when it's William and Hamilton, who can go on vacation for months and not be seen, they have no issue with that. And UK media want to be taken seriously. How can anyone take them seriously? Because the thing is, UK media keep showing how full of hypocrisy they clearly are. So full of it. They're so full of it. So full of blatant hypocrisy. You know? They're so full of hypocrisy, my family. You know? And they know in the royal family, William and Charles do this. Whereby even when they go for an engagement, they allow, let's say, for example, one, pool reporter who will cover the event and then share that information with other, role experts. They know it happens, but it's a problem when Harry and Meghan do it. It's a problem when people who are not taxpayer funded do it. And why is that? It's the case because UK media have gotten so used to being given, lies, leaks by the palace about Harry and Meghan, to the point that they feel entitled to anything having to do with Harry and Meghan. They want to know what Vice President Francis Marquez and Meghan spoke about. They want to see videos whereby they are talking about. That way they can dissect even more what they were talking about. My family, they also want to look for pictures of Harry, somehow in his thoughts. And they'll say that he's miserable, he's unhappy, and that he's so desperate to come back to the UK, to the arms of his abusers, to people who refuse to leave him alone, who don't even want him to have security, to a brother who physically assaulted him, to a father who doesn't care a single bit about his own son's safety, to a brother who hurt him, who physically assaulted him, to Kate, who lied that Meghan, Harry's wife, had made her cry, and that was a lie, to Camilla, who made the life of Harry's mother a living hell. They want Harry to come back to that and leave the peace that he and Meghan have been seeking, fighting for, my family, all these years outside of the royal fold, and which UK media don't want to give them because they refuse to let them go. They refuse to leave Harry and Meghan alone, my family. Yet Harry and Meghan do not work for them. My family, UK media have no right to cover Harry and Meghan. They have no right to demand to have any kind of access to Prince Harry and Meghan. They have no right. They have no right. It is much better for them to go and seek out information, stories from the senior members of the royal family who they pay taxes to fund, from William, from Charles, from Kate, from Camilla. But of course, they're boring and they don't sell papers and they don't get clicks, right? So UK media want to feel entitled to anything having to do with Harry and Meghan, because even right now, they still think that they own Harry and Meghan. Even right now, as they speak, they still believe or think that they own Harry and Meghan and that they should be given special privileges despite the attacks and despite the abuse of Harry and Meghan. It does not work that way. It does not work that way. My family, kindly please continue hearing this complaints, please.
But that quote was picked up by another camera. It wasn't picked up by Harry and Meghan's camera, and it certainly wasn't included in the pool copy from the journalist accredited to cover their trip. But of course, I think that was probably one of their biggest successes for highlighting the dangers of online misinformation. They've visited several schools. You can see them visiting one of the schools here on your screens, talking about the dangers of online misinformation when it comes to children. They also had their own research from Archworld, their foundation as well, talking about the use of social media in Latin America. More people are using social media more than the global average, but I asked for details on that particular research and was not given it, so make of that what you will. But as you said in your...
My family, you hear that? And then Cameron Walker says that he went to ask Harry Meghan's office for details about their research, and then he wasn't given anything, and then he's complaining about it on TV. Oh, they did not tell me anything. Do with that as you please. You know, my family, these are the people who lie about Harry and Meghan. These are the people who wish divorce upon Harry and Meghan. And then they still expect to receive special privileges. Still. And that is what makes me sick. It makes me sick to see them feeling entitled, you know, entitled to information about Harry and Meghan's private lives, about what they're doing, about their plans. It makes me sick to see them feeling entitled, to feeling that they deserve to know, to be informed about what Harry and Meghan are doing. To me, that is what I cannot stand. To me, that is what makes me sick. I can't stand it. I can't. You know? My family, you don't bully and abuse people and then expect to receive special privileges from Harry and Meghan. You know? Cameron Walker works for GB News, a hate channel, which I've said is trying to reach the American audience. And they're trying to reach the American audience by using the names of Harry and Meghan, by exploiting the names of Harry and Meghan, who they speak negatively about. They told Harry and Meghan to go back, they told Meghan to go back to America, which she did, and then they're trying to reach the American audience by speaking negatively about Meghan, an American citizen who they told to go back to America. And then still, they expect to be given exclusive information about everything Harry and Meghan are doing. It does not work like that. It does not work like that with Harry and Meghan. And these people need to understand that. It does not work like that with Harry and Meghan. You know, my family, honestly, I kind of like seeing them groveling to Harry and Meghan, whereby they're like demanding or even, you know, pleading to be informed, to be given information, whereby they're trying so hard to gain access to even, you know, the audio of the videos released of what were Harry and Meghan saying to Vice President Faisal Marquez, my family. It shows you how desperate they are for Harry and Meghan content. And they feel disgruntled because they are not privy to such kind of information. You know, if Harry and Meghan were in the raw fold, UK media could easily make demands and say, this is what we want. And they will be given what they wanted. You know? For example, my family, even if Harry and Meghan were going to do this tour, if they're in the raw fold, for example, and they're going to Colombia, for example, if they were in the raw fold, that is, it means that UK media would have fast access above anyone else to Harry and Meghan. But right now, as you can hear from the complaints, they have no access to Harry and Meghan. And my family, it is not just Cameron Walker complaining. There are others who are complaining, which also I will talk about. There are others also who are complaining about having zero access to Harry and Meghan. And my family, I love that Harry and Meghan are free to decide who they want to be around them. Because my family, there are things that even Prince Harry would not be able to do if he was in the royal fold. I repeat, there are things which Prince Harry would not be able to do if he was in the royal fold. You know, there are things that Harry would not be able to do. You know, my family, for example, he could not say that, you know what, I don't want these royal experts to cover this event, that this tour that I'm doing. He could not say that, my family. But now that he's free, he can decide who he wants around him and Meghan. He has the power to decide who he wants around him and Meghan. And I'm happy that Prince Harry has that ability, that power to decide. You know? And my family, that is what we call freedom. Yet every single day, we see that UK media are trying to drag Harry back to captivity, back to where they can control him, back to where they have full access to him, whether Harry likes it or not. My family, they will not do that to Prince Harry ever again. They will not do that to Prince Harry ever again. And my family, abusers will always be angry with you when you establish boundaries in your life. And abusers will try to break those boundaries that you have established to protect yourself, which is what we are seeing happening from the media, who are trying to break down those walls, those barriers Harry and Meghan have created to protect themselves. For example, zero access to UK media. UK media keep on trying to reach out to Harry and Meghan, and you are hearing them saying it. They are trying to reach out and they're being told nothing. They still believe they have a right to have access to Harry and Meghan. They still believe they have a right to be informed about what Harry and Meghan are doing. They have no right. They have no right. They have no right. You don't pay for Harry and Meghan's security. You don't pay for Harry and Meghan's house bills, my family home bills. You pay nothing to fund Harry and Meghan, but still you think you have a right to follow them around. You still think you have a right to be informed details about the research Harry and Meghan are doing at their foundation, like what Cameron Walker is hoping to be informed about. And is complaining on TV, oh, they did not respond. So please do with that information as you please. Yes, Cameron Walker, here's my response to you. Suck it up and stay out of Harry and Meghan's lives and private affairs and businesses. What Harry and Meghan do is not any of your business. What William, Kate, Charles, Camilla do is your business. You pay for them, you fund them, follow them. You know, follow them and leave Harry and Meghan alone. Let Harry and Meghan live in peace, work in peace, and thrive in peace. My family, we are not going to stop until UK media leave the Duke and Duchess of Sussex alone. We are not going to stop until UK media leave the Duke and Duchess of Sussex alone. And they must leave Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, alone. And my family, right now, I want to hear your opinion on what we have discussed. May God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lily, Bedana, and Doria Wagland, and all of you, members of the squad at home. He never wins. Love wins, and stay tuned to our next video. Love you all forever, and may God bless you, my family. And may no weapon formed against Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lily, Bedana ever prosper, my family. You know? My family, once again, UK media continue to lament, complain, and whinge about not having access to Harry and Meghan, about Harry and Meghan wanting to control their own image and not leaving it up to the UK media, who spread hate, who've lied, who smeared Harry and Meghan. My family, you know, under no circumstances should Harry and Meghan ever be at the mercy of William, Kate, Charles, or Camilla for anything, under no circumstances. You know, my family, it is so sick. I find it so sickening that they feel so entitled to Harry and Meghan's lives. But when it comes to William, Charles, Kate, Camilla, UK media can ignore them for basically my family for years now, while obsessing over Harry and Meghan. That makes me feel sick. And they need to back off of Harry and Meghan. They need to back off Harry and Meghan. They have no rights over Harry and Meghan. You know? And they, UK media, should never ever expect any kind of special privileges from Harry and Meghan. My family, kindly please stay tuned to this video. Love you also forever, and may God bless you all, my family. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.